Hi all, welcome to a new series, one I'm very excited about. We're going to be playing Rimworld. This is Alpha 9, just came out, I guess last night, although I think it was last night. Really excited for it. I was able to play a little bit of Rimworld while my old computer was being dead, basically. So I've gotten a lot of experience with it. I wouldn't say I'm any good at it, because I don't get to play all that often. I know there's some folks out there that play all the time. They're really good now. That said, new alpha out, so there's a lot of new things. If you haven't played Rimworld or seen it, it's sort of a survival game that's a cross between Dwarf Fortress and Prison Architect and a lot of fun stuff. You get 3 characters who are crash landing on a planet, and you have to keep them alive and recruit more people and defend your sort of colony, if you will. Not that you're trying to stay there. The goal is to actually get off the planet. It is an alpha. The developer is really active on Reddit and other forums. He's great. And he talks a lot about the fact that, really the game is not designed for endgame yet. So if you get more than, 50 or 60 days, which months are... I think he changed them to 12 days a month now, so 4 or 5 months in, you've actually hit sort of the limit of what he plotted out so far, but he's still adding new capabilities, new systems, that kind of stuff, so it is a little bit of a unfinished game, but it's going forward. It's a lot of fun. In this alpha, he's added brewing, some new crops, hops, that kind of thing, to help with brewing, art. He's improved a lot of the AI issues that the last alpha had. Just looks like a lot of fun, so I'm really excited to get in. We're going to do a new colony. I'm keeping on Cassandra Classic. There are different storytellers, you can do. They have different rules about how the events are. Phoebe is really quiet. Cassandra sort of drops events to increase your challenge, and then Randy is completely random. So we're going to stay on Cassandra. I'm going to go to rough. We could probably do challenge. I haven't gone past challenge, but since I'll be talking, I just want to be a little bit careful. We'll select this planet. You pre-generate planets. So I did a few. I was testing to make sure the sound was mostly working, that kind of thing. Then you can select where on the map you want to land, and you can see all sorts of stats, average temperature, how often the growing cycle is, if there's flat terrain versus mountains, what stones there, how much rain they get, all that kind of stuff. I happen, for this, because I'm going to play it a little bit careful. I don't want mountains, but I'd like some large hills, maybe. April to September is a pretty decent growing range, so we'll probably do that. So this seems decent. It's not too crazy cold, not too crazy warm. We'll stay with this. I may try more random and weird stuff later on, but for now we'll stay with this. So you select your site, and then you get options for flashing. You get all sorts of stuff about these guys if you want. But you get 3 characters that you're going to be able to get. And let's see here. They have a backstory, so it'll tell you sort of like they were a scout, which gives them certain things that they can do better, certain things they can't do, Luddite Rebel, and you can always randomize this. Now I'm going to be a little bit cheap and randomize until I get something I'm pretty happy about. Like I'd be happy with this guy. Decent skills, he's passionate, so he learns quicker, and growing and shooting, which are both good. Psychically sensitive and abrasive really suck, though. Slow perk, no. So this is tempting. Optimist, chemical interest, which means he would like to, or she, female, would like to go on binges. That's sort of tempting. Decent crafting, decent medicine, decent research. So I think we'll stay with that. Ian is a botanist, and capable of whole bunches of things. Wow. And we just went from a wow, I love this character. Interested in growing, interested in mining, which are things we care about a lot. Above average shooting, melee as well. I'm not a big melee fan, although there's reasons to do it, so that's okay. Good in construction and interested in it. Optimist, so they're happier. And industrious, so they work faster. This guy is amazing. He's a little old. He's 53. That's not too bad. Let's see here. We're going to try to get someone who can do everything. If they can do everything and they're not too terrible, this guy's trigger happy. He's, we're not going to have 2 drunks. I don't want 2 drunks. 1 drunk is okay. This guy, abrasive and a pessimist, no. trigger-happy and nudist. Doesn't really help us that much. Another melee, mining, brawler, no. This guy can't research, but can do everything else and is sort of solid across the board, but is also, oh my goodness, I want someone, I want the 3 guys I start with. Fine. Teetotaler, psychically dull. This guy is completely average, or I guess it's female, so she is completely average, not a big deal. We're going to rename our people. We're going to name this person, let's see here, Anarchy. Well, these are some of my followers. We're going to name this person Sensuna84. Ooh, that's not right. I can't do 84, so Sensuna, and we're going to name this person Polish Pierogi. Oh no, Polish Pie. Polish Pie it is. So we're going to start with those 3. And this will generate the little small map that you're starting out at, and then we get to go. This is a long generation. There we go. So the 3 of you awake in your cryosleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to escape pods before the ship is torn apart, and we crash land. So we land on the unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the starship fall around you, start making plans to survive. So what's going to happen is we're going to land here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to quickly, while we're here, options. I turned down the music. We're going to turn it down a little bit more. Back to game. My apologies. And so we've landed Sensuna, Polish Pie, and Anarchy. And this is where we are. This is not ideal, but not horrible. I was really hoping for a little bit more in the sort of mountain hillish kind of avenue. I think what we're going to do, because there's so this is a geothermal vent. There's not a really good place to plop ourselves. I may try to sort of like take this area here. It's not perfect, but there's a small spot there. We can wall off this maybe, and try to force enemies to come this way, and then you will dig into this area maybe. It does seem like there's a wall there that's already built, so I think we'll try to run with that for now. I guess I should look to see where resources are. There's some steel over there. We could also put ourselves in this area. The disadvantage is there's no geothermal power, and I really like being near geothermal if I can. We could, I don't want to be against the wall. So yeah, this is going to be awkward no matter what we do. But let's try to take this area, and we'll see what we can do. So the first things first, we have a whole bunch of silver that we're going to allow ourselves to use, some food, some medicine. We want to look at each of our characters to see shooting of 3. So I think you're the worst shooting. You get the knife. You are shooting of 6. You can get, and you are shooting of 3. Oh, well, you get a pistol. And somewhere typically is a survival rifle. Oh, they've renamed them. Okay. And we will allow all the wood to be collected. Now I want to, let's see here, create a stockpile over here. Oh wow, this is nice. That used to not be there. You didn't get to see those options. And we're also going to, like the 7x7, the design, we're going to do, let's see here, some wood walls. We're going to create a room which we will likely then tear down later. But for now it'll work to be sort of our main area. And we'll create wood there. I also want to look to see what we have. We have steel over here, steel there. We're going to need a lot of steel. That's sort of one of the things that you always need. So we're going to start mining out this steel, I think. And we'll see how far that vein goes. So I'll mine that out. I want to make sure I keep it so it doesn't break through here and we have to protect another area. A little bit of gold there. Gold is useful. You can trade that for things. And then we want to make sure that we want to set it up so we can determine who gets to do what. Everyone always gets to firefight first. Very high priority and patient as well. This guy's a good doctor. We'll have him as a doctor all the time. Controllers flick switches. Interesting. So I'm actually going to make that, that's new. Switches are used in the power game, I believe. I'm going to make that a high priority. Make this guy a wardener. Now, let's see here. This guy is good at everything. Oh, we need to set up a growing zone right now. It's going to grow as his primary thing when there's nothing else of these to go on, which shouldn't be for a while. And then mine secondarily. And then we're going to put, not hunting, construction as a 3. This guy will construct primarily. We'll go in that order. Unfortunately, we're going to make him sort of generic, I think. This does limit our mining until after... Yeah, that's fine. We'll make him a crafter and a research when we get to it. So, interesting mix. We need to set up a growing zone ASAP because we want to get food as soon as possible. It's really important to have a lot of food going, especially if the growing zone for the... Excuse me, the growing period is April to September, so I want to get food going. Let's see what we've added. Corn and rice are new. Hop plants are new. I think these trees are mostly the same. And then there's some flowers. Flowers make people happy. Zaragum is a kind of like backup medicine, basically. And Devilstrand and Cotton are used for clothing. We're just going to start with some potatoes in this one. And then we're going to make another growing zone with some corn to provide some variety. Let's actually click on the zone. There we go. I think corn might be useful. So let's get this game started a little bit. They'll start going and doing things since I've told them to. I need a room and need colonist beds. I know that. We're actually going to put furniture. You can do sleeping spots, which are just sort of like temporary beds. We'll put them there. And let's speed this up to 2 speed. So you'll see this person is automatically growing immediately. These guys are building the walls, and they have different speeds for how good they are at these things. So we'll get this room going, which is really useful for us, because it means they have a roof over their head when they want to, sleep. And then let's see, what else can we immediately put up? We should immediately put up production. We'll put up a cook stove, which will require some steel, and we will also need some power. Now, we can start with solar generators and wind turbines, and this is the power switch, which was brand new, so I have to figure out how that works. What I'm actually going to do is put down a solar generator to start, and we're really sort of grouping things together. I think a lot of this will move when I have a chance. But we're going to put down 2 solar generators just to give us a little bit of initial power. And we need to make a battery room, which we will put here. No, that's not right. We will put here. And that'll allow us to build a few batteries and get to all of them. And I want, let's see here, power, battery. We don't want them outside in case it starts raining. They will get pissy. It is not a good thing. So let's get power into this room, and we will also put power all the way over here. A little ugly, but that's fine. So our grower here, Polish Pie, is getting things growing as soon as possible. These guys are collecting steel and starting to build, excuse me. And you can see the power generation here tells you how much power we're getting, and as it's getting darker and darker, we'll be losing less power. And solar power at night doesn't work, shocking, so it does not provide power, but we'll get there. That's fine. Temperature, yep, ship, those are all. Just looking to see if there's anything else in here that I don't immediately recognize. It doesn't look like it. We're doing pretty good. We're going to want to start chopping some wood. I don't actually know if we have the plant cutting job on anyone. We'll put that at a 2, so if there's... yeah. Batteries are being built, and they get tired and they go to sleep. So we will speed up through the night. You also see that as it starts to get light out, it's 4 o'clock, they will start to pick up power. And so now they are producing power, and you can see the cook stove has turned on, which is great. We're going to actually create a bill to cook a simple meal and config so we do until you have 10. And that'll use meat and vegetables that we have, and we'll cook meals. We don't actually have a stockpile yet for them. We're going to have to set up some refrigeration, but I might wait on that until such time as we sort of need it, basically. There's a little bit of time there. I will point out that we've got these packaged survival meals here, so they help out. We also have medicine as well. Good. Anarchy is growing for us. Is there power? Hold on. Power. Oh, they are definitely connected, so I just think they must have gotten connected too late. We are still at full speed. I'm fine with that. And that's berries, so I guess we had to pick some berries in order to clear that out. Hopefully these will start gaining power. Yep, there you go. So that'll allow things to work overnight, which is very good. And once we are finished growing, I suspect we will start hauling things into our stockpile, which would be nice. We will go down to speed 2 for a little bit, and let's order some more mining. I want to get as much steel in as we can while we have the time. Interesting. All of them have mining pretty highly. That's okay. Let's see here. Let's start this, because I suspect we're going to want to dig in here. I'm also going to want to claim that. If it's already built, we can claim it as ours. And I will actually decide to deconstruct that, because we're going to want to build a wall over here. More food for us is good. It's probably enough steel, so we probably won't order anything more mined for the moment. It's a lot of steel, and we've got more we can get at, which I'm really happy about. Production, what else do we need? Research bench is sort of nice, but not important yet. I am rushing, I think. What is this colony going to be called? We're going to call it Lytown? Ryville? Ryville is fine. Everyone doesn't tell the truth. Look at that. Okay, so we're definitely going to stop mining over here. Once that is done, we will scroll through. We do need some defenses. I'm actually not worried about the initial attack, but I am worried about more attacks after that. So we're going to have to figure out a way to defend ourselves. Anarchy apparently just doesn't sleep ever. Hauling. So hauling is now happening finally. That's exactly what we wanted. And they will bring things over, and I'll let this go for a little bit. I could send up some more jobs, but I'd like to sort of clean out our area. Something just happened. So we have some visitors. I don't really care about that. We're also going to set up a dumping stockpile over here for now. Just if we need to move anything, it can get moved over there, which is what they're doing. They're clearing out some of the overage. So you can see now, as things get moved into the stockpile, we start to get some idea of how much we have. We actually have a decent amount of steel because of all that steel we mined, and about 17 food. So we're doing all right. Next thing I want to do is probably get some, let's see here, structure, wooden walls going. We'll set up some walls here. That's what I want you to do. So we'll sort of wall that off for now as a defensive measure. We're also going to want to wall some part of this off. I suspect we'll wind up defending one of those two. I don't know what to do about this. This is not the most ideal colony, situation here. I'll admit that. I want to chop some wood. so we can get some of the wood that we need. We only have 193, so we'll set some trees to be planted, which should help. We don't have any food actually cooking. You know what? I don't know. Do we have anyone who set high cooking? Our best cooking is a 4. Let's put you as a 1 there. That is my timer. Stop. I will at some point learn how to do that better. So hopefully then that'll force some... Oh! Well, this is perfect. We are... A local score has gone mad. We will jump to the location. There is the mad squirrel. This is a horrible, horrible thing. Mad squirrel, mad world. But we will end the episode here, and then we'll start the next one dealing with the mad squirrel and continuing our build. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm really excited. If you want to see more of this, drop a like, leave me a comment. I'm going to be playing Rimworld because I like it, so I'm just going to record it anyway. And hopefully you guys will enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.